What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bolero. Sam here with the Sultan of Sando, Gab, and the Prophet, Mr. Mawi Yap. Hindi masyado maganda ang intro natin today dahil
Hindi.
talo agad.
Talong Gilas.
First game pa lang ng Gilas. I'm sure you all know. But let's do quick reactions. What was like the main takeaway from that game? Maui, let's start with you.
Back-to-back losses by Gilas sa Chinese Taipei after not losing to Chinese Taipei for 12 seasons. If I read correct, 12 years.
12 years, 12.
Yeah, 12 years. If I read it correctly, I think this is the first time in the history that the Philippines has lost back-to-back FIBA games to Chinese Taipei. So this iteration of Gilas has been making history. First win in Latvia and first back-to-back loss to Chinese Taipei. Grabe yung ups and downs. Diba? Kasi when we were watching Gilas, the early iteration of Coach Tim's Gilas, very optimistic tayo lahat with their performance. Diba? We won our first Asian Games, I think, for basketball. We beat the giants like Latvia and we're going head-to-head with top-tier teams. But I think this is Gilas' third or fourth straight loss in FIBA official game. So clearly, the effect of losing Kai Soto has been big into this iteration of Gilas. Grabe, first quarter was so bad. I would say the starting lineup. When I saw the starting lineup, I was so shocked to see Newsome and CJ Perez start. I think it's because during the game against Macau that exhibition game, they started out poorly and wanted to try something different, but to no avail. I think Gilas scored the first basket, but Chinese Taipei, I think, went on a 25-6 run.
That was their only lead, Maui, in 2-0.
That was the only lead that alley-oop to Justin Brownlee to begin the game. I was so excited. It was 2 a.m. But it's disheartening. As you saw during the game, we were 34 points by Ying Chun Chen, and I think it's becoming a common theme for this Gilas iteration to be beaten very badly by guards and point guards. And as we all know, most of the countries have these types of guards. Basketball has really evolved wherein guards are scoring guards. Guards you can score in all three levels, and to no avail, 34 points in a 10-minute game by Yu Chin Chen. And it's so hard. It's so hard to be optimistic with this Gilas team. And actually, one of my initial to start off before I even watch the game, I was so disappointed kasi I was waiting for the game and I saw Spin.ph release an article that the PBA is, I have to say this, the PBA is gonna be banning players for 3 seasons if they decide to play in another league outside the PBA. This includes rookies who decide not to play immediately in the PBA. And grabe, I think we were talking on our group chat, and we were seeing Gilas is going all in right now. We have veterans, seasoned veterans, but we are not performing up to par. We are not performing. We are not even planning for the future. We have not seen yung other teams like Chinese. Just look at Chinese Taipei. Diba? They have the Hintons who are 22-year-olds. Gilas is playing basically one of the, I think, if you would look at the lineups of all the international teams, one of the oldest lineups. Diba? We have Junmar still there. We have Japet still there with the team. And it's disappointing. And I don't know where we go from here. The next game is going to be tougher, definitely. But we haven't seen a lot of adjustments from this Gilas iteration. And I think your scouting report has catch up on this team. And that's why we've lost the past 3 games.
First of all, I do want to give credit to Chinese Taipei. I think I'm so surprised by how they formed their program. Sana naman will look at Chinese Taipei and see
This quick.
this quickly. Remember, on the home soil here in the PhilSports Arena, tinambakan natin ang Chinese Taipei. Well, I guess that was their Team B or something like that. Their second-year team. But in a span of what? A few years? I don't want to say it, pero parang nalampasan na nila ang Pilipinas. Diba?
The fact that they had a Team B, Gab, gives them like makes them look like a better program to me. At least may Team B sila, diba? They're like planning.
May pool sila. Kaya mas
may
malaki.
pool.
But yeah, I do want to give credit to Chinese Taipei. I think they went into this game and they scouted Gilas pretty well. And I think their last matchup was in the Dubai Invitationals, tama ba? And then or one of those pocket tournaments. And nabasa na nila. I think the coaching from Chinese Taipei ang galing. The offensive game plan was actually just pretty simple. Ball screen them to death. That is how Chen got majority of his baskets, especially in the first quarter, 17 points. Ball screen after ball screen after ball screen. We're doing a poor job of fighting through screens and we're playing drop coverage. Chen had a field day with Junmar Fajardo. I said every time he saw Junmar, I'm like, yeah, give me a ball screen. I am going at this guy. And he went at it. Andali, just ball screen, wide open three. Ball screen, dribble to the free throw line, wide open
Mid-range. Yeah.
Mid-range shot. That was it. It continued the entire game. That ball screens and also pull-up threes. Ang daming possessions of turnovers ng Chinese Taipei where they would just run a typical modern basketball fast break, bring it up the middle, someone goes to runs to the corner or the wing, you spray it out, shoot a three. That is modern basketball at its finest. Everyone was just going to the three-point line every fast break and launching threes. Or if they were guarding the ones going to three-point line, the one bring up the ball will just shoot a pull-up three. And no one's guarding. And Gilas just packs the paint. And I'm like, and that happened over and over again, which was frustrating to me because sa utak ko, by now you should know they want to shoot a three. And
isang dekada na ganyan ang Chinese Taipei.
Oh, but that was the offensive game plan of Chinese Taipei, and it worked. Their defensive game plan was also pretty good. They were basically just funneling everything to Brandon Gilbeck, who was, I think, was the underrated MVP of this game. I think si Chen got most of the headlines because of his 34 points, and rightfully so. But si Gilbeck was amazing. Junmar couldn't do anything against this guy, and his rim protection was pretty valuable. They're playing something similar to what the UP Fighting Maroons did when they had Malik Diouf as their FSA. So they were overplaying everything on the perimeter and just funneling everything to Malik. And now, Chinese Taipei was funneling everything to Gilbeck, and he did a great job of rim protecting. So kudos to Chinese Taipei. And if you look at the stats, sobrang glaring na Gilas won nearly every single stat. They out-rebounded Chinese Taipei 48-27 or something. How
24.
do you do?
Double.
24? Gilas had double the rebounds of Chinese Taipei. Akagi, you would be mad. Apparently, whoever controls the rebound does not control the game because Gilas lost. Hindi tayo natuto kay Akagi at kay Sakuragi. So,
shout out to Slam Dunk.
Oh, Gilas had more assists. They shot halos the same percentage. It's just really the free throws and the 3-point shooting and the turnovers that really did Gilas in. Free throw shooting, that was another point. Chinese Taipei just capitalizing on Gilas' dumb fouls. He went to the free throw line. He hit a bunch of them. undisciplined defense. On Gilas' end, defense is just the problem. I think they cited it during halftime in the report by Carlo Pamintuan. They said that they had to do something about the pull-up threes that the Chinese Taipei was doing, but they didn't do anything in the second half. The Chinese Taipei still got the pull-up threes and the fast break threes, a ton of open threes. So I don't know, man. I don't know where the adjustments are. At this point, it's not really the offense, because we can generate offense. I think we've seen that. It's the defense. The defense is really the problem. And I hate being right. Pero ito yung sinabi ko sa amin when we talked about the Gilas Macau game. I think one of the last questions you asked me was, what are the keys to Gilas for the upcoming Asia Cup and what they hope to see? Sabi ko, pick and roll defense, 3-point shooting defense. We have to address those because those are becoming the trend. It's happened already in previous games na pinapatay tayo ng 3-point defense natin at ng pick and roll defense natin. We have not learned. I hate being right, but I was right.
You love being right. Happened. What are you talking about?
No.
That's BS.
No.
This time. Not this time.
Not this time because it was frustrating. Paulit-ulit yung kahit ng second half, bawat pick and roll, naka-drop coverage pa rin. Come on, Coach Tim or someone from the bench, tell them, it's not working. It's not working. Every time, open mid-range, open three. I don't get it. And the crazy part about this, yung game ni Chen, is we've seen this movie already. Marcelino Huertas did this to us in the Olympic qualifiers. I don't know if you guys remember that. Remember si Marcelino Huertas?
Yeah.
He pick and roll Gilas
PNR master.
Yeah. And it was the same place. Pick and roll, go to the mid-range, yung wide open mid-range over and over again, and we have not learned. Yun yung frustrating para sa akin. We have not learned from our losses. They just have to watch the tape against Brazil. This was how Brazil beat us. And still, we did not adjust. So, ang hirap. Don't get me started on KQ. Why was KQ not playing in the first quarter? I can't believe we're still at a point.
The first half.
The first half. I can't believe we're still at a point where the announcers are saying that KQ has earned minutes for the next game. I think KQ has earned minutes a long time ago. And still he's not getting minutes. I don't believe this, that KQ has to earn his minutes. He's clearly better already than Calvin Oftana. I don't get it. I don't get the rotations. I don't get the starting lineup. Maui also, CJ Perez and Chris Newsome. No shooting whatsoever. The first quarter was a Justin Brownlee carry. He carried us. I think one-man show. 16 of the first 21 points came from Justin Brownlee. I mean, come on. How that's not sustainable. I think I said this also during the Gilas versus Macau game, Sammy. It's not sustainable tama. For Justin Brownlee to carry us all the time. Hindi pwede. Very frustrating.
Well, hindi siya napagod, Gab, kasi nag-foul out siya eh. So
Stupid fouls also. Stupid fouls also.
Alam mo, actually, I just have to say, maganda naman nilaro nila when Justin Brownlee was off the floor. And it's surprising to me why they cannot, some players cannot be as aggressive as they want to be when Justin Brownlee is on the floor. It seems like kasi as you mentioned, Gab, nung first quarter, we were just heavily relying on Justin Brownlee to carry the offense, diba? And hopefully we see players like Thompson, players like Ramos, and maybe si KQ be aggressive right off the bat to not force Justin Brownlee to expand all his energy on both ends of the floor in the first half.
Actually, actually, Maui, fourth quarter / third quarter, actually, there were points na nung Justin Brownlee was out, the offense looked good. A lot of it was Scottie Thompson and KQ and Dwight Ramos. I think they were the standouts for this game. And si AJ Edo, of course. You have to shout out to AJ. Our only playable big, apparently, si AJ Edo. But KQ was aggressive. Si Scotty, I think, has to be given some flowers. I think his energy in the second quarter and in the fourth quarter gave us a chance to at least cut the deficit a little bit. So the offense works. The triangle offense, the ball movement that Coach Tim has, it works when we're not solely trying to give the ball to Justin Brownlee every single time. We have players who can create shots, who can make plays. But the defensive side of the ball, I sound like a broken record. Yun talaga yung problema natin, yung defense. We have not changed. We have not game planned our defense to adjust to how the teams are playing. Can someone please get Coach Tom Chua from UP into Gilas coaching staff? I mean, come on. He's one of the better defensive coaches in the UAAP. He's built that UP defense. Can someone please get him? I mean, who's the defensive coordinator and why is our defense so atrocious? Get Tom Chua. I mean, he's right there. I don't know, man. Sorry if I sound like I'm sour gaping. I'm so angry, but it was frustrating. Kasi New Zealand ang next na kalaban. Natalo tayo sa Chinese Taipei. So, and Iraq does not look like a pushover as well. They kept the game close against New Zealand until the fourth quarter. So, I don't know. Sana makabawi against New Zealand. I'll be watching. I'll definitely be cheering for Gilas.
Okay, good points. Let's focus on the game before we talk about the next game against New Zealand. Both of you guys mentioned yung questionable starting lineup, the lack of shooting dun sa starting lineup. You both raised yung issue why KQ didn't get to play nung first half. So my question to you guys, there's a trend of slow starts. Even nung Macau game, Gab, we talked about that. Who would you start for New Zealand game or even for the Iraq game? Who would you give more minutes to?
Okay, Maui, go ahead.
KQ, easy answer. I think when you watch the game, especially in the second half, you just see there's a different dynamic on the offensive end when KQ was there. The passing was more prevalent on the perimeter. They were more aggressive, pushing the ball. I think si KQ was very good when he got rebounds. He immediately pushed the ball. I think I love your aggressiveness and probably
and he can shoot.
And he can shoot. So probably one of my first adjustments is to maybe remove CJ Perez from the starting lineup and make KQ the starting 2 or 3 with Dwight Ramos. Maybe I understand why Coach Tim decided to go with Chris Newsome. I think yung bench natin right now is a bit shallow. Diba? That's why si Scotty Thompson had to go off the bench. But I think it's desperation time for Gilas now that they've lost their first game. So I would go all in. We've done this before. We've played Brownlee for 35 minutes. We've played Dwight Ramos for 35 minutes, Scotty Thompson for 35 minutes. Go with the strongest 5 as a starting lineup. I agree AJ Edu should start. Jumar Fajardo should go off the bench.
AJ Edu should play like Mo Konatay minutes, like 38, so something like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think we can survive Junmar playing his minutes. If he played almost 20 here, I don't think we can survive. Not against New Zealand. Oh, CC Webster, I think Webster's gonna eat us alive.
Yeah, remember the bigs from New Zealand, diba, are able to stretch the floor. Remember the game here. There was a complete unknown who their big man scored close to 20 points and hit a couple of 3 points. Rabdanovic ba? Or something.
Vodanovic.
Vodanovic, yeah, si Vodanovic killed us from the perimeter. So yeah, I would think that si AJ Edo would probably play closer to 30 minutes. I was hoping that he would play close to 30 minutes, but I think he picked up his third foul early, in the second quarter. So I think that's the number one adjustment. We cannot get, I think the biggest thing that we have to prevent is Justin Brownlee getting into foul trouble and AJ Edu getting into foul trouble. Kasi talagang virtually, we have no replacement for what those two bring to the table, diba? We have interchangeable guards, we have interchangeable wings, but when you talk about big man, I think it's starting to really show yung father time ni not just si Japet but also si Junmar. But you can't expect the guy to continue to play like this for the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and it's showing. Teams now really know how to punish when we play Junmar heavy minutes, and teams like New Zealand's are higher ranked teams, players with more Division 1 players, coaches with more international experience. So definitely they will expose all of our defensive limitations. And they can just watch how si Chen blew up our defense during this game. They have a ton of players who could do that for New Zealand. So let's see. Hopefully we don't get Brownlee and Edu into foul trouble, because if we get another game that they're on foul trouble, then we'll probably get the same result. I think it's very important for the perimeter players to hold themselves accountable and not give easy free lanes to the basket also.
And if we're gonna sub out AJ Edo for whatever reason, yung foul trouble or fatigue or whatever,
Sino ipapalit mo?
I'll just go with Carl. Or maybe si Jamie Malonzo.
Who didn't
just
play,
someone,
diba?
Yeah, he didn't play. I don't know. Yung baka better si Coach Tim Cone dahil umalis na siya ng Ginebra.
Baka.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
But yeah, someone who can just help provide quicker and more active help defense. Someone who can switch onto the perimeter and not just play drop coverage. Diba? Yes, we'll be giving up some rebounds. We'll be giving a lot of size. But there are ways to combat that. I think Carl Tamayo can play a bit of 5 for small stretches.
Naman eh.
Tiwala kay Scotty to grab those rebounds.
Guard.
No? So, but yeah, I don't understand why Jamie Malonzo has suddenly fallen off a cliff. I don't know. There was a point in time where he was looking one of the more promising wing/forwards in this Gilas roster.
He was starting,
diba?
I think, divide some of the games before as a 3.
Yeah.
With Wright Ramos and Scotty.
And now he's not even getting court time. I don't get it. Any place for Coach Tim Cone? There's definitely something there. Pero if there was something there, why was he put in the lineup in the first place? Diba? Hindi pala gagamitin. Sayang eh. What is he? He's 6'7", he's athletic, long. They could definitely use someone like him. And to your point, Maui, on Junmar's father time and the miles on his legs, medyo naiinis lang ako na isang narrative na sinasabi ng mga tao, uy, maawa kayo kay Junmar, kagaling lang yan sa finals, pagod pa yan. So para ako sa utak ko, sino ba yung may kasalanan na ganyan yung schedule ng PBA? Hindi ba yung PBA? Yung PBA na same, na headed by the guys na nasa bench ng Gilas, di ba PBA din yung mga managers ng Gilas? So,
1 week training na naman.
Wow! So, sino may kasalanan kung ba sila pagod at galing sila sa finals? Hindi ba sila rin yung Gilas din? I don't get it, man. It's so frustrating. Sammy?
To be fair, let's talking about yung fans or your listeners. I don't know kung napansin nyo, pero tayo medyo critical tayo sa Gilas, di ba? Even in previous episodes, kahit manalo, medyo minsan critical pa rin. Pero pansin ko, at least with this game, after this game, mas marami na talaga yung frustrated. Mas marami ng galit. You can see like people saying, fire Coach Tim Cone. Ganun ang level yung frustration ng mga tao. So,
ganyan nangyayari when you lose 3 straight games, Sam. And a couple more games na non-FIBA.
When you lose to a team like Chinese Taipei na sanay tayong tinatalo natin, 'di ba? So mas lumalabas yung frustration ng mga tao. So
lumalabas na nga yung fans ni Coach Chot eh.
Talaga? May nakita ka?
Yeah, may mga nakita na ako na parang, hey, we gave Coach Chot.
We never lost to Chinese Taipei under Coach Chot.
Oh, and when Coach Chot would lose. I think in the last yung FIBA Asia, we were losing. I think we placed 9th or something like that. We gave Coach Chot a lot of crap for losing, and right now the Coach Chot supporters are doing the same. Hey, you gave Coach Chot shit for losing to I forgot sino, I think si Jordan ata or something. You gave Coach Chot shit for that. I think we should put Coach Tim on the same pedestal, diba?
Yeah, so I was going to get there. Parang sa tingin nyo, Coach Tim deserves some of the blame, all the blame, yung mga reactions sa mga tao, is it valid? Ano sa tingin nyo?
I think some of the blame, yeah. I mean, again, I'm not a coach. May magsasabi din sa comment, eh, kayo na lang mag-coach. Diba?
Correct.
Diba?
Hindi naman tayo coach, diba? So, like,
hindi naman tayo coach.
Mad respect para kay Coach Tim kung sa ginagawa.
Hindi naman ako coach.
Mm.
But, kung ako mismo, a normal basketball fan, can see na our problems are pick and roll defense and 3-point shooting defense, a casual, intense basketball fan can see that. Maybe someone on the coaching, yung Abulero can see that. Maybe someone on the coaching staff can see that also. Na dun tayo natatalo. I think Coach Ronnie Magzanok on the broadcast did say this. We have to do something about our defense. We gave up 30 points in the third quarter after an abysmal defensive performance in the first half. And he was calling out, our defense has to, ang bait pa nga ni Coach Ronnie Magzanok, sabi pa nga niya, humahabol tayo, but he kept on saying our defense needs to improve because we're allowing too much scoring and too many free throws. So it's frustrating for me because I've seen their problems already in the past. Yun ang nakakainis sa akin why I'm very critical now, because nakita ko na to. I saw this in the Olympic qualifiers. I saw this in their last tournament. I've seen their defensive problems, but no one seems to have a solution for it. No one.
Kailan ka ba magbabago? Ganun.
They have a brain trust there. It's Josh Reyes, Coach Jong Wichico, Richard Del Rosario, Coach Sean Chambers. They have a ton of coaches. Why can't anyone figure out how to guard pick and rolls? I don't get it. Maui.
Yeah, I think I understand. Yung frustration talaga comes from that. Diba, when you get beaten using basically almost the same strategy game after game, it's really frustrating. What's really frustrating to me is us also giving up 35 free throws. Diba? This is a game. We're not facing players like LeBron. We're not facing players like Curry, Westbrook, or very explosive guys. Diba? I can name a few. Maybe sila Hinton. Maybe si Chen knows how to get contact. But not a lot of explosive players from Chinese Taipei, and yet we had to resort to very soft, very yung mga careless fouls in the perimeter. I think maybe majority of our fouls, probably 70% were fouls off the perimeter. At some point, we have to trust that we'll be able to defend inside, especially when in lineups that we do drop coverage, in lineups where we go two bigs. It's frustrating, diba? As you mentioned, Gab, when you look at the box score and you're a casual basketball fan, you can't understand how a team loses when you out-rebound the opponent 24. Diba? I think Gilas almost had the same number of offensive rebounds as Chinese Taipei had as many rebounds. That means that Gilas had so much more opportunity to score the basket, and it's frustrating. Diba? How can you cannot allow a shooting team like Chinese Taipei to get to the line and hope to limit their scoring, diba? We know that this team is a team filled with shooters. They love to spread the floor. They love to shoot the 3-pointers. Naturally, they are good free throw shooters, diba? So it's a bit concerning. I don't know. Hopefully, we will limit some of the silly fouls that they committed sa perimeter. New Zealand will definitely take advantage, and Actually, I remember in fourth quarter, I was hoping that Gilas would also take advantage. Si Coach Ronnie mentioned when there was 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Chinese Taipei already committed 3 fouls. So I thought, baka in the fourth quarter, Gilas will be the one to take advantage of Chinese Taipei's very silly fouls to start the quarter. But unfortunately, Gilas only Chinese Taipei committed their fourth foul with 2 minutes to go. So unlike Chinese Taipei, we were not able to take advantage of the opportunity. And I think that's where we have to work on that more. If Brownlee was there, I'm sure Brownlee would have tried to get more fouls. But if we have any silver lining, I guess, from this game is that at least when Brownlee wasn't on the floor, we saw that there's some glimmer of hope for Gilas. Kasi kala ko complete disaster na. Even my cousin, when we were watching 6 minutes to go and Brownlee picked up his when Brownlee fouled out, nag-umalis na siya. But ako, I still believe, even when Brownlee had 4 fouls in the third quarter, it was a bit concerning how will they survive, and yet they were able to still make it a game. So hopefully the first thing they do is to address yung slow start to the game, and number 2, I think they really have to address yung perimeter defense and getting yung silly fouls.
Okay. Okay, looking forward. May pag-asa pa naman, 'di ba? Technically, we are not yet out of contention. We can still make it to the next round. Pero the road there is a lot more difficult dahil susunod natin na game New Zealand, which is probably the favored to be number 1 in this group. The highest rank dun sa tatlong teams. So, yun yung question ko sa inyo. With the things that you guys mentioned, the slow starts, walang playable backup big against a bigger New Zealand team that stretches the floor, sabi mo nga, Gab. No pick and roll defense. May pag-asa pa ba against New Zealand? How can we make the adjustments now? Kasi we can't add players. We can't bring Kai Soto back or whoever you want to add. So, realistically, how do we adjust against New Zealand other than like the things that you've mentioned already? Anything else you want to add, Gab?
No, but nothing to add. But to address the things that that I saw were our problems, and look back at our previous matchup against New Zealand, diba? What do they love to do? Halos actually ang ganda preparation na they face Chinese Taipei because New Zealand plays a similar style. A lot of ball screens. Si Webster in our previous games against New Zealand just ball screened a lot of the times. As for ball screens, pick and roll over and over. We should change our coverage. Hindi na gumagana yung perpetual drop coverage eh. It's either we switch, we hedge, we trap, something. We have to stop that action. It's becoming too predictable, and I think opposing coaches they're pretty astute to those kind of things. When they see that the pick and roll coverage of Gilas is always drop and they're always not gonna contest perimeter shots, they know how to execute there. They know how to take advantage of that. We have to stop teams from getting wide open threes. At least contest and run them off. Run them off the 3-point line. It's still the same points as what I said after the Gilas and you versus Macau Black Bears game. Pick and roll defense, 3-point shooting defense. We have to address those. It's gonna be a tough battle, definitely for Gilas. But kaya, I think kaya naman. I think we have enough firepower, enough talent to beat the Tall Blacks. You know, I just don't want to see more Junmar or Japeth on the court. I'm sorry, but with all due respect to the GOAT of the PBA,
So,
Junmar
you would
has
sit him.
washed.
Upo mo na lang sila, si Junmar Japet. Break in
Emergency
case of
pick na lang
emergency.
siguro. Emergency. If really needed to put a big guy out there, siguro ilagay mo. But it's not a good look when every time he's on the court, he gets taken advantage of it. Talagang hinahunting siya. Hinahunting siya ng yung opposing team. Yung kung saan man si Junmar, doon natin dadalhin ng bola, doon tayo mag-run ng ating offense. It's a constant problem. Again, this has happened already for multiple games. It's not like this is a revelation to Gilas and to
Taon-taon na to.
Nothing new.
Yeah,
Nothing
actually,
new.
it's nothing new.
Maui, the Prophet. Anything you wanna add in preparation for New Zealand, and also to close siguro, try to end with something positive. What to look forward to for Gilas and their fans.
Siyempre, we have to believe. Diba? We always have to believe. Gilas has continually surprised us, maybe to a certain degree, up and down. Sometimes they surprise us when they go up against powerhouses. Sometimes they surprise us in a negative way when they go against lower-ranked teams. But I agree with Gab. We have the firepower. Diba? We still scored 87 points during this game despite struggling for a vast majority of the first half, remember. And remember, we Justin Brownlee didn't play his usual minutes. He only played 24 minutes during this game. So I think number one thing is really yung defense natin. They have to make sure that they don't commit silly fouls. Maybe we have to experiment more on our pick and roll coverage. Maybe we don't have to pack the paint as much, especially with teams who love to shoot from the outside. Much like Gab, I would like to see si Carl Tamayo maybe get a few more front court minutes. Maybe we can go small with Brownlee at the 5 at times also. We have players who are tall wings who can play 3-4-5 at 6'7", 6'8", like Malonzo and Tamayo. We have athletic players like Kevin Kiambao who can rebound in traffic, much like Scottie Thompson and Dwight Ramos did. We have to experiment. And best of all, I want the younger guys to get more exposure. Diba? Kasi it's looking like we have to move on from the past. Diba? We've seen players. It's looking like Junmar and Japet have really run their course as to being effective in the international game. As Gab mentioned, we are very huge fans of both Japet and Junmar, and very thankful for their service to Philippine basketball, diba? But we don't want to see them play like Asi Taulava till they're 45, diba? Once you see them not become effective, we have to adjust. And I think it's a huge eye opener losing Kai Soto, diba? We have to be able to manage losing our top players, especially since AJ Edu is also a guy who has a history of injuries. Imagine if a player like Dwight Ramos, diba, who's been reliable in the national team for maybe the past 5 years, gets injured, God forbid, and out for a certain number of tournaments. So we have to plan better. Hopefully we get a win. If we don't get a win against New Zealand, we still have one last chance. We just have to win one game to advance to the next round. We will definitely not top the groups, I think, for this window. So maybe that's what that's the route that we should take, the harder route right now, so we get more games, more exposure. But hopefully si KQ,
I like that,
is given a longer leash for this game. I would want him to play 20 to 25 minutes versus below 20 minutes. If you can play KQ 17 minutes, I think 16 to 17 minutes in half of basketball, why not play him 25 to 30 in a full game, diba? So hopefully we get to see them thrive. Si Carl Tamayo was also underwhelming during this game. He was the bright spot before KQ and si Kai Soto started to really play better. But as Coach Shot said, diba, puso lang, laban. Hard to say it, but puso lang, laban. We live to fight another day. At the end of the day, this is preparation to get to the World Cup. This is not a tournament that you need to win to get to the World Cup. So better to get the other players involved and prepare us for the future.
I like that. This is opportunity for us to learn and apply those learnings. Sabi nga ni Gab, sana we can apply those learnings. And sana we get to see the younger guys get to play. So talo tayo against Chinese Taipei. We have to move on. Cut your losses, move on. Let's get ready for New Zealand and in the upcoming games. I think that's it for today's episode. We'll definitely cover the other Gilas games, so stay tuned for that. Comment down below your thoughts. Ano feelings nyo? Nandun na ba kayo sa sobrang frustrated side or positive pa rin kayo, hopeful pa rin kayo? Let us know down below. Like, share with your friends, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.